Hi there, Java. I hope you are doing better. This is Ariana, your piano teacher. Staying in touch even through the hard stretch for you. I know that it must be really painful and hard not to be able to move around, go to school, and do all your usual stuff. So I hope you're hanging in there and doing better. So as for piano, since you can't really play, since I hear that you have a cast on one hand and it can only move your other hand a little bit, what I thought would be best to do is to do mental training. And as I think I've explained to you last time, it is something that's actually pretty powerful. So what we can do is to just make lemonade out of these lemons of broken bones and hurt limbs here and turn them into something that's really useful, and maybe it's something that you can even take into your regular practice. Because I know that you're very smart, so I think that you can put this to good use, actually, if you get the hang of it. It may seem a little weird, how can you play piano without a piano, but you can. Okay, so last time what I did with you on video was to go over a scale, okay? So we're going to be doing a little bit more of that, and also what we'll train by doing that in your mind is we will train how the keyboard works. Now, if you close your eyes for a moment, and imagine the look of a keyboard right in front of you. And let's say you would place your thumb on a C. Okay? Put the thumb of your right hand on middle C in your thoughts and put the thumb of your left hand on middle C. Got it? Okay. Now, think about it for a moment and tell me if you have one finger per key, as we usually should. Okay? Not always, but right now. So one finger per key. What note is your third finger of your right hand gonna be on? Now think about that for a second. Your thumb is on a C, your second finger is on a, and your third finger is on an, okay, correct answer is E. So do the same thing with your left hand. You start out with your thumb on a C, and now you think about what your third finger is hitting, if you have one finger per key. And the correct answer is, ta-da, the correct answer is A. Okay, so far so easy. Now let's take that a step further. Let's say you're going to be placing your first finger on an F. Okay, now think of the F major scale. If you put your fingers on the first 5 notes of the F major scale, where do you have to put them? Now, I know that's harder because you can't try it and hear it, because I know you would probably hear it if you played it. But just think about it. A major scale has the half steps between which steps? This is just a review. I know you know that. The half step is between which scale degrees? If we number them through, let me back up for a second, just make sure that you understand that, okay? So we will come back to our F major position here later. But just think about this. When you play a C major scale, as your thumb on the C, then there's a black key, right? And you skip that one, then you go to the D. So that means you're playing a whole step from the C to the D. You with me? Cool. Then you do the same thing from the D to the E. So the first note to the second note is a whole step. From the second note to the third note is a whole step. Reason being is because between both of those is a black key, right? C sharp or D flat, same thing. And D sharp or E flat, same thing. Okay? So C, D, E in your mind. See the keyboard. There's 2 black keys right there, right? Well, now if I go from E to F, or from E to F, if I go under, right? E to F, there's no black key. So that tells you that between the 3rd and the 4th scale degree, there is a half step. It's not a whole step. Okay, so far we have whole, whole, half. Cool. Now we're on F. F to G has an F sharp or G flat in between, so it's a whole step. G to A, whole step, has the G sharp or A flat in between. A to B, same thing, has a black key in between. So, when we count, 3 to 4 is a half step, to 5, black key, to 6, black key, to 7, black key. So those are all whole steps. But then 7 to 8, B to the C, no black key. Okay, so that's another half step. So the sequence, or the pattern, for a major scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Okay, So, knowing that, let's go back to our F major. Let's say you put your first 5 fingers, let's not play a scale, let's just put the first 5 fingers on the keys as if you were to play notes that are out of F major. So you have to follow the pattern of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. We won't even go that far. So whole from F up a whole is G. From G up a whole is A. From A up a half, because whole, whole, half is, ta-da, don't say A sharp, say B flat. Okay, because every letter of the alphabet has to be there once. No skips, no doubles. And if you go F, G, A sharp, that's just weird. Okay, that's wrong. So what you got to do is go F, G, A, B flat. All right, cool. So F, G, A, whole, whole, half is to the B flat. Now we need what? Whole. B flat to where is a whole? Think, think, think. Got it? C. Okay, so B flat to C is a whole step. And I need another whole step. C to D is a whole step. D to, and another whole step. E is a whole step. And now we need a half step. Because now we just did whole, whole, whole. Now we need a half. E to F is a half step. Great. So F major has one black key. And that black key is B flat. You got it. Okay, so if you were to position your fingers F, G, A, B flat, now that would be on the black key, and then your pinky would hit the C, right? Cool. Hit your F, share the F with your left hand. So you'll be sharing the F. F. Now we go down. What's one under the F? F minus 1. We need a half step. Sorry, half step, half step, half step. 8 to 7. We need F minus 1 is E. Minus 1 is D. Minus 1 is C. And minus 1 is B flat. Those are all whole steps, right? Cool. So just imagine, where's your third finger of both hands? So on the right hand, it's going to be F, A. Very good. Left hand, F, E, D. Okay? So you see what I mean? So what I want you to do, Chava, is to, in your mind, figure out the following keys. I'm going to make a note of that because maybe your mom can email me the responses. Put your first finger on G. Both thumbs go on G. What does the third finger of the right hand do? What does the third finger of the left hand do? Same thing with D. D. What does the third finger do? Right and left. They're both starting out on D. So they're wedged in there together and they're sharing the key. Okay? So we have G, we have D, and let's also do A. I want the third fingers. Now, in order to be able to answer that, you got to think about your whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, right? For the right hand, you're going to be going whole, whole, half, and then whole, and that's where your pinky is, so that's as far as you need to go. And left hand, you got to go backwards. You got to go half, whole, 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 because that's the upper part. Excuse me, the upper part of the scale. Makes sense? All right, Chava, I know that was a lot, but if you hang with this, I can promise you that the payoffs will be huge. Mental training is a really, really helpful and useful way of practicing. I think I told you last time the story about the basketball players, where they had a team play for real and practice and coaches and all that sort of thing, and then they had a team play just in their minds. And after a couple of weeks of that, they compared the teams, and the team that did the mind stuff, they were like super far ahead. Okay, so if you get the hang of that, I know you're smart, you're creative. You will get the hang of, oh, I can do that with my math stuff. I can do that with sports. I can do that with all sorts of things, and I think it's really beneficial. Okay, alrighty. So G, D, and A. I need the third finger of the right hand. I need the third finger of the left hand. Okay. All right, Chava. Keep feeling better. Keep hanging in there, okay? And have your mom email me those notes, and then we'll talk. All right? Take good care. Bye-bye.